Soldier boy tough. Soldier boy, I been it. Why me crank it? Why me roll?
Good morning, y'all. This is my Vlogmas day 9, so 3 days until Christmas. I'm just gonna talk. So get some popcorn or whatever, cause you know when I talk I could talk for a while, but I'm gonna try to make it quick because I don't even have that much memory. And then as I'm talking, I'm gonna try this multitasking thing again, and I'm trying to do my hair. So this will be my second shot at doing my hair and giving y'all a style that you can possibly do, or just, you know, whatever. So I'm gonna take my hair down as I speak. What I want to share with you guys today is basically kind of what God told me at the end of last year that I applied this year, and let you know how that went for me, and then also what I feel like he's saying now, not necessarily just to me, but just in general. Like, he showed me something and I'm like, yeah. But I'm going to start with last year, around this time. So I'm the type of person that I don't usually be given like that, especially like money and stuff. And that is just always, giving is definitely like a journey for me. That is not something I naturally do. And so this time last year, for Christmas, God something happened. Cause you know, as always, I would like to make a little bit more financially than I currently do or whatever, right? And so, you know, that would be part of my prayer sometimes, like, okay, Lord, you know, just a little bit more just so I could do X, Y, or Z or whatever, right? So one day, from work, I got a little bit more than I had expected to get. And so, you know, I was excited and I'm like, oh, yay, like a little bit more money. And so I'm like, okay, good, because I kind of like overspent a little bit this month, like went over my budget a little bit, so this could go like here and that'll buffer it a little bit, right? That particular day I needed to go to the store or something, and I didn't have any gas in my tank. It was literally, my gas tank goes by like bars. It was no bars in the car. And so I'm like, I just need to run to the store real quick. And so this is what I mean by, like, when it comes to money, I'm very, not no more, I do a lot better with it, but naturally I'm usually just very like, I'll put $5 in my tank. Used to, I don't do that anymore, but I would put $5 in. I would be that person. And so this particular day, I'm like, I think I can make it to the, I think I can make it to the store. Like, I'm not gonna stop at no gas station. But then, like, as I was passing the gas station, just like a quick thought said, like, turn. So like, I just last minute decided, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and turn to this gas station. I'll put like $5 in there, right? I didn't want to put anything in there, but I was like, I'll just put $5 in there. So while I'm getting my gas, this lady comes up and, you know, she's like, hey, you know, I stopped here to get gas, but I realized, like, I don't have my wallet. It's back at home. But she doesn't have enough gas to make it like back home and back. And if I could help her with gas. And so my automatic thought was, in my head was like, oh my goodness, like I didn't even want to put gas in my own tank. And like, what, you know? So I was like, okay. I was saying yes, but like, I didn't really want to, because I'm like, I didn't even want to give myself gas, girl, okay? But I was like, okay. And so my, not necessarily stingy nature, but my, what's the word? What is the word? Because it's not even just towards people, but even with myself. The fact that I only want to put $5 for myself. That, I guess that cheap nature, that cheap part of me, you know, I'm like, yeah, you know, I'll give you some gas. I was like, is $5 okay? That's what I asked. I'm like, is $5 okay? And she was like, yeah, that's fine. And so I give her my card because I didn't have any cash. So I'm watching her put the gas, my card in her little gas thing. And it goes like a few cents over the $5. And in my head, I'm like, ooh. And she was even like, sorry. And I'm like, no, it's okay. But in my head, I was really like, oh my goodness. And then afterwards, my spirit was just completely messed up. And so I'm like, okay, like, what just happened? God, like, should I not have given it to her? Like, was she, I don't know. You know, some people be just out, so I don't know. Sometimes you worry that people are just scouting people out. So I was like, if she was just scouting people out, like, you know, I don't think that was her situation. I think she really needed it. But my spirit was off, so I was wondering, was that the case? But I was like, was it her or is it me? Like, why is my spirit so off? And he brought it to my attention. And this is basically what he said. He said, I gave you extra, because remember, I got paid that day and I got more than I expected to get. So I got extra that day. He said, I gave you more today, and this is what you do with more. So he gave me more that day, and that was what I did, was with more, was still operate out of lack, still operate out of, I need gas in my tank, but I'm not about to stop at the gas station, or dang, I stopped, but I'm only giving myself $5. Dang, somebody is asking for some gas. Somebody needs my help. Somebody, and I don't want, like, okay, can I give you this a little bit? And he was showing me, like, look, you asking for more, but like, it ain't even about more, about less. It's about your heart. You're not really having the heart to give, because you too steady trying to keep and hold on. You're too steady thinking you're gonna run out. And so I can't give you more until you are able to give what you have now. And so the scripture that I've been living this whole year, like intentionally living on, like remembering it and operating in it, is given and will be given to you. And this is not just about money. He used money to show me my situation with money, and then just in general how this works. But this is not just with money. So throughout this year, I've been trying to be intentional of like the time that I give, or the support that I give someone, or encouragement that I give someone. You just give it. So that was what he spoke to me on last year, was like, just give. So this year was about just giving. You know, I think a lot of times we think about the lack that we have, or we think that we might run out or not have enough. And it's like, when we operate like that, we don't give. When I steady want to think about how somebody is not supporting me, and I feel like they should be supporting me, I'm not going to support anybody else, because I'm so self-focused, and I'm so thinking I'm not having enough support, that I'm missing something, that I don't have something, that I don't want to give it. But if everyone is operating like that, then no one will have anything. That's why I say give, and it will be given to you. If everyone is giving, then there's no worry anywhere, because I'm going to give what I have to give. This person's going to give what they have to give. I never have to worry about not having, because for one, everything I got comes from the Lord, but he is going to use someone else who is willing to give, and going to allow him to use them to give. He's going to use them. They're going to give it. And it's not even like, oh, I need money, so let me give money. Oh, I need support, so let me give support. No, just give those things without expectation, because it says give and it will be given. It doesn't even say what it is. But what I do know is, if I'm giving in whatever area, in whatever aspect, whatever it is that I need within my life, I don't have to worry about it. I know it will be given to me. So I could possibly give money or give time, but maybe it was, for example, I'm gonna use this example. Someone on here, if they watch this, they probably know it's them. They've been a huge blessing to my life. I did a giveaway on here one time. So I was giving a thing. So I did a giveaway on here one time. And the person who won that giveaway, you know, I gave them, and they were very grateful. And that was that. And then like later, I put out a video that like really stuck with them, and they decided to reach out to me and asked me to speak at their event. And that is a huge thing to me, because you guys know how I am with, like, I want to speak to people, I want to encourage people with my words, with my voice. Like, I want those opportunities to be able to do that, to be able to engage and interact with people like that. That is how I want to deliver what God has put in me. I want to speak it to people. And so I'm just thinking like, wow, God, I'm just thinking this is a simple, like, oh, I'm having a giveaway. Like, I want to give y'all some stuff. Here's something to win, without expecting anything back, right? And who knew that that would have created a connection between me and that person, so that she now came back around to ask me to speak at her event. So I received something back from her in that aspect of, like, God knows that is something I want to do, and he used my giving in that, where it came back around. She gave, it was, so I hope that's making sense. Basically, it's like, just give, you know, and support sticks with me a lot when it comes to this. When I'm saying like I'm not talking about money, for some reason I think a lot about giving support. I think a lot of people, a lot of times just in general, we lack the amount of support that we would want. And it's easy to get caught up on that. But what I want to encourage you is like, whatever, at any moment where you feel like I don't have, I'm lacking, I'm missing, start looking outward and thinking what you can give to someone else. In friendship or in relationships with people, you could just, a lot of people might feel like, oh, they haven't called me or they haven't reached out. It's like, how about you reach out? Like, how about you be that, you know, not saying that they may start all of a sudden reaching out more or what, but usually that kind of happens. If that's something you really desire and that you really want, just in general, from, you know, how about you be that person? I saw this, I was reflecting on the scripture today. A man that has friends must be friendly or something like that. Basically, like, if you want friends, be a friendly person. So a lot of, you know, so it's like, if you think of friendly people, they usually have people in their corner, people supporting them, people uplifting them, because they are already a friend to everyone else. And I'm not meaning like friend, like, you know, some people to confide. I'm talking about like friendly. Be friendly. Like, be nice to that person. Be giving. Be kind. Be good things to people. Not necessarily like, oh, we gotta be buddy buddy, hang out. No, I'm talking about being friendly. People that are friendly usually always have people surrounding them that got them, because they've already put this out to the people around them. And so it comes back around to them full circle. And they don't grudge and grunt about it either, because I know some people think like, you know, I'm really nice, I'm really kind to people, and nobody is nice and kind to me. And once you get your mind set up in that, then it's basically taking back all the kindness that you was putting out. Because now you become self-focused. Now you're becoming bitter about what you've given to people. Now you're becoming, oh, I give up until the point where I feel like I'm not getting, and then I don't want to give it. No, just give. So if you find yourself, because it's tricky, it's tempting, you be like, what? I be supporting everybody, or I be helping everybody financially, or whatever the case is, and nobody be there to help me. Nobody. It's that thinking is really a trap, and the enemy wants you to think that your goodness, your good works, your kindness, your love, your giving, he wants you to think it's a negative thing so that you stop doing it. He wants you to focus on the fact that you don't get something, or in a certain moment you didn't get something, or someone that sometime didn't give you something and you at one point gave them. He wants you to focus on those things and become self-focused and about what you don't have and about what people ain't doing for you or giving to you, to harden your heart, and then you no longer do what you were simply called to do in the first place, was just to give. It don't say get. It doesn't say give back. It says give. It don't say get and then give. It just says give. So do that and do your part. You don't have to worry about anything else. You have all that you need, even when you feel like you're lacking. That's why I'm like, those things are lies. Those things are lies. You're not gonna lack. But yeah, so I've been living my year like that this year, and life has been great. You know, like it is definitely more blessed to give than to receive. It feels so much better to be that person, supporting when you can. It feels so much better to be giving, whether it's financially. You know, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I still struggle financially. That's why I like Jesus. He's definitely still working with me on that one, but like you know, because I don't got all the financial resources. So yeah, he's still, you know, but like in any other way that I can, I try to, you know, complimenting someone, or, you know, because that'll make someone's day. You don't know what they need to, you know. So that's how I lived my life. So I don't know, I'm gonna say that scripture, and maybe you want to meditate on it just for today, for the rest of the year, or maybe into next year. That was Luke chapter 6 verse 38. Give and it will be given to you. So that's thinking in all aspects. If you want more family time around you, How about you reach out to family more often? How about you host some things at your house? How about you, like, you do. And, let's stop waiting on people to do, if that's what we, so yeah. But for this year, what he showed me was Philippians 4:8, which is actually on my wall. It says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatsoever things are good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think of these things. Basically, anything good, think of those things. And I thought of this scripture because we're coming to the end of the year. So the giving one was more so around this Christmas time, but this one is more so about the new year coming. I feel like a lot of people, we start seeing those posts again about people kind of reflect on the year in a negative way. Sorta. It's like a, I don't know, it's a trend. At the end of each year, we always kind of talk about the year in like a bad way and like, oh, we waiting on the next year. Like, basically like 2017 took me through, 2018 took me through, 2019 took me through, and we just be ready for the next year. And every year has its challenges. So that's what I was getting, was like, we reflect on every year of like, this was a tough and challenging year. We ready for next year. But it's like, I'm sure it was tough. I'm sure it was challenging. But like, in addition to that, what good came from it, Because with any challenge, there's growth. With any challenge, with any struggle, there's good coming out of it. It's something that you needed to go through. And if you didn't need to go through it and it happened, there is still good that can be taken from it. And I fully and truly believe in that because of God's word that says all things work together for the good of those who love him. And because even all the bad things in my life, I've seen how he's used them for good and how he is still using them for good, for me and for other people. So as you reflect on this year, I don't know how it was for you. Could have been very challenging. Like last year was not I wouldn't want to repeat last year, but last year happened. And so I would say that was one of my harder years. But like at the same time, I can't delete last year and I can't forget it because I wouldn't be who I am today. I went through some tough things last year and it taught me a lot. So it's like, I know there's that saying like, next year is gonna be my year. Like, oh, I'm hoping next year is my year. And it's like, no, every single year that you've been alive was your year. It's either you made something out of it or you didn't. And I'm not talking about something out of it like you, I don't know, got a heck of promotions or you were just super successful or whatever, or you got a heck a lot of money. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, did you live it fully? Did you take in the good and the bad? Like, did you take it all in? Are you accepting all of it? Are you accepting all of you in all parts of your life? Because if you're dismissing some parts, then you're rejecting parts of you and parts of things that made up who you are today, whether they were good and bad. And with that, I thought of this passage up in 2 Kings chapter 7. And basically in Samaria, there's a famine, so there's no food. They're starving. And the king is basically saying, this disaster is from the Lord. Why should I wait for the Lord any longer? So remember that. So basically, like, this is from the Lord. Like, this terrible year is from the Lord. You just grudging against God. Like, God, like, how did you let this happen, right? So remember that. This is how the king is viewing this. Like, this famine is from the Lord, And I'm going to come back to it because I think that's important that he said that. But there's this famine. And then the prophet at that time tells the king, he says, hear the word of the Lord. This is what the Lord says. About this time tomorrow, a seah of the finest flour will sell for a shekel and 2 seahs of barley for a shekel at the gate of Samaria. So he's basically saying it's going to be food tomorrow, right? So today there's a famine. He said tomorrow it's going to be food, right? And so if you read on in that passage, again, we're in 2 Kings chapter 7. If you read on in that, you'll see that there were these 4 guys with leprosy who went into the camp of the Arameans, and I forgot what happened. They fled or something. The Arameans fled, and left like all their camp stuff and food or whatever, all their belongings. So when these 4 guys went in there, they saw it and they're like, oh, like, look, all this stuff is here and they're gone, you know? So they went back and they told the king and stuff that this was there. And then so everyone basically like bombarded the campsite, you know? And then it says, so it happened, it says, so a seah of the finest flour sold for a shekel, and 2 seahs of barley sold for a shekel, as the Lord has said. Let me back up because I skipped something very important. When the prophet first said that tomorrow this was going to happen, basically tomorrow there's going to be food, it says, the officer on whose arm the king was leaning said to the man of God, look, he said, look, even if the Lord should open the floodgates of heaven, could this happen? So he's basically like, Jesus can't make this happen. That's basically what he's saying. Like, I hear what you're saying, but it ain't no way. I don't see how he could do that. It's a famine today, and you mean to tell me there's going to be abundance tomorrow? That's basically what he's saying, right? He didn't believe it, and so the prophet tells him, he says, you will see it with your own eyes, but you will not eat of any of it. So he's going to see it. You're going to see it happen, but you will not eat of any of it. And so fast forward, so it happens the next day. Things are there, and it's selling like he said, and food is there. And the crazy thing is how that particular guy ended up seeing it and not being able to eat of it. It says, now the king had put the officer on whose arm he leaned in charge of the gate. So this is the guy that said, you know, even if the Lord opened up the heaven gates, it wouldn't happen, right? So he was put in charge of the gate of that camp where people was going in. It says the people trampled him in the gateway and he died, just as the man of God had foretold when the king came down to his house. It said it happened as the man of God had said to the king. About this time tomorrow, a seah of the finest flour was sold for a shekel, and 2 seahs of barley for a shekel at the gate of Samaria. The officer had said to the man of God, look, even if the Lord should open the floodgates of the heaven, could this happen? The man of God replied, you will see it with your own eyes, but you will not eat of any of it. And that is exactly what happened. For the people trampled him in the gateway, and he died. So at the gateway, you see the food. It's there, but he died. So he saw it, but he didn't get to eat it. And I just thought that was crazy how that happened. But I'm thinking about just in life, how God is saying things are going to happen, how God is saying things are happening now. And we see it, but like we're missing it. We're not able to partake in it. We're not able to participate in it. We're not able to enjoy the blessings that God has right now for us. Like the fact that if you could feel like you're always living in lack, there's things that you have, but you see it. It's literally in front of you. It's literally there. There's shelter over your head. You ate food today. You have clothes on you. You're seeing the blessings. You're seeing it, but you are not enjoying any of it. It's almost as if it's not there. So you're going to see it, but you're not going to be able to take part in it. And so I thought of that for this year, because I'm like, if we get to the end of each year and think of the year that way in like a negative light of like, oh, this was tough, can't wait till next year. Every single year, there's no phone died. But anyways, as I was saying, if we're thinking like that every single year, then that means every single year of blessing is passing by and we're missing it. We're seeing it because you lived through it, but you didn't get to take part in it. You didn't get to enjoy it. You didn't get to, it was like it didn't happen. You know, we look at these challenges and we're like, this was hard. I want to get into next year. Next year going to be my year. Next year is going to be a year of blessings. But this year was a year of blessings also. This year was also a year of challenges. Next year is going to be a year of blessings. And next year is going to be a year of challenges. Challenges are going to grow you. Being uncomfortable is going to grow you. These things that we don't always like, they are growing you. Blessings are amazing and great, but even hardships are like blessings too. They're just painful. They're painful, but it's like you can allow it to stay there. You can allow it to sit there. You can allow the challenges to make you feel like this is a year you want to forget and not count as part of your life or something, or because for you to say that this was not your year and next year is going to be your year, it is basically discrediting that you're discrediting some of the years within your life. It's like you can't really do that. Every year was purposeful. Whether the things that you wanted to happen or not, let me tell you, whatever God has for you, if you still living and breathing, it's not too late for him to do within your life what he intends to do. So if it was a matter of, we didn't do our part and God waiting on us, it could still happen because you're still living, you're still breathing. Take this next year and just make a commitment of the things that you want to do. But don't, even like years that you feel like you were stagnant, really, I feel like years where people feel like they're stagnant is usually the years where they learned the most. So you actually probably did like the most internal growth, because being in a year of stagnation, or being in any term or period of being stagnant, it really teaches you a lot. where you literally feel like you were sitting there and did not move, it teaches you a lot. So everything, there's something in it. Everything is going to be used for good. Even that year where you feel like you didn't make any moves that you should have made, that is still going to be purposeful. For example, when I graduated, I didn't go straight to master's. I took a year off. And so I could easily look at that of like, dang, I wasted a year doing nothing. If I was going to go back to school, that mean I was supposed to be as good. But it's like, no, if that year didn't happen for me, because honestly, the only reason why I'm back in school is because that year happened for me. What I'm in school for now, which is psychology, literally I only learned that I wanted to be in school for it because of that year that happened for me, that year off. So it was all purposeful. It was like I needed to go through that year to know more of what I wanted to do, especially if I was going to be going back to school. What did I want to learn? So it was all being used, because I was asked, I'm not going to go over too much because I talked about it in my first year post-college video, but because I was asking God, like, if you was going to have me go back to school, what we waste a year for? What did you could have told me to go to school, but it was like, because he needed me to have this year. So whatever it is that you feel like in your career or something, maybe, or whatever, that you feel like this year didn't happen for me, trust me, something happened for you that is going to be tools and equipment for your future. All of it is working for your good. So whatever things are good, people that are dealing with people like social issues, maybe people started rumors about you or lies. Within the scripture in Philippians, it says whatever things are true. So it's very hard when people are talking about you. It's very hard when people think things of you that are not true. But what you hold on to coming out of this year and going on to this next year is that you know the truth. You know the truth. God knows the truth. And even if nobody else knows the truth remains the truth, whether the folks is believing the truth or not. So try to block out the lies and focus on what you know to be true. I know it's hard. I know it hurts, and I know it's painful. But there's no benefit in focusing on the lies that are being said. There's no benefit in that, but to hold on to the truth and know that the truth stands and remains, whether people are believing it or not. At least that is more encouraging. And you could just hope and pray that eventually, things come to light. Eventually the truth will get out, But I mean, don't sit around waiting on it. Don't waste your time. Continue to be you. And it will speak for itself. You will speak for itself, because the truth is the truth. It is going to come out. The truth is going to come out. But don't worry about when and how it's going to come out. That's not your job. It's not your battle. Leave that up to God. So I think that's it. Merry Christmas, y'all. I'm going to stop talking now, and also Happy New Year. And I'm going to finish this off camera and give y'all the finished results. Go ahead, like the video down below and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's Vlogmas video. Really quickly, I know I said bye, but I told y'all I would come back to what the king said because it was important. I feel like somebody really needs to hear this and make this connection. Again, the king had said, "This disaster is from the Lord. Why should I wait for the Lord any longer?" So basically, sometimes we can get to this point where it's like, God allowed this to happen. Like my year was so terrible, or my life is so terrible, or my circumstances, my situation is so terrible. God allowed this to happen. So why should I wait for him to do something? Like he don't want it, let it happen in the first place, right? You basically begin to doubt him. Like you're not necessarily trusting in him anymore, because it's like, God, how you let this happen? And I wanted to challenge whoever may be feeling like that, challenge you to ask yourself if you, actually, I wanted to point this out because I get comments sometimes where people will say, like, you know, I hear people talk like this, talking about like the things I talk about God, and you know, I hear people talk like this, and like, but like my situation basically still sucks, right? Or kind of like everybody else is being blessed but me. That's what I would notice, and I'm like, the thing is you're blessed too. So whoever you are that sings it, you are blessed. It's just like, and you're seeing it. I want to ask, like, are you just missing it? Like, are you seeing it and are you just not eating of it? Are you just not enjoying it because of how you're looking at it? Are you missing it? Because there's no way that everyone around you is always being blessed or living a blessed life. There's no way that everyone around you can live a blessed life but you. And I wanted to point this out because it is a mindset. It's the mindset that the king had. It's the mindset that the guy that was trampled over had. It was their mindset that kind of set them up to not even be able to enjoy the blessing that was about to come. So all of this comes back to that. Even the give, and it'll be given to you. Like for me, I'm asking God for increase. But like, lady, even when you get increase, you still stingy. And you still feel like you lacking, and you still feel like you need more. You need to change your heart. It's not about getting more, it's about changing your heart. So even with this situation where you feel like everybody else is being blessed but me, is that really true? Or is it that you're seeing blessings in your life, but you're not seeing them because you're not eating of any of it? You're not acknowledging what God is actually doing. So he could very well be doing things in your life, which I'm sure he is, and he could very well be declaring that he's going to do things. But if they come and they happen, you're still going to miss it because of your heart and your mindset. So I want to encourage you to work on that within your heart if you feel like that this could be you. Because I'm wondering if there's anyone on here who identifies with this man that was trampled over, where you saw the blessings. You literally see them, but you just don't eat of them. You can't eat of them because of your heart, your unbelief, your lack of faith. If we want to be real and raw, that's what it comes down to. If you have faith and you believe, you will see the blessing. So that's really it, y'all. That is really it. But I wanted to come back and say that because that was important. And someone needed to hear it and connect that piece to their life. To hopefully be able to, I want you to fully enjoy this life that God has given you, these blessings that God has given you, and that's it. So God bless you guys again. Happy holidays. Enjoy this time with family and friends, and that's really it this time.